Right on time.
Good morning. I'm here at a place called Herky Huffman Wildlife Management area, I guess. But it's a hunter's campground. It's this really big open area. All the grass is mowed out. And I guess hunters come here. It's only open during hunting seasons, like whatever's open. Right now it's small game season until mid-March, I think. So I knew it was open, but it's like abandoned. There are all these campers here. In fact, if you look at Google Maps satellite view, I'll put the GPS coordinates below. All, maybe not all, but I'd say like 80% of all the campers you see in the satellite picture are here. Like all those, that's in the satellite picture, that's in the satellite picture. All the tents they have set up, those are there, and nobody's here. There's pit toilets and just nobody's here. It's really weird. It's extremely quiet. In fact, over here on this side, there's more buildings. There's tents set up, like really dilapidated tents. Some of the campers are really old, but nobody's here. But today, let's head out to the Kennedy Space Center. I'll be in that area for 3 days. I did buy 2-day tickets to go tour the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center, and I guess they have like a bus tour as well included with that. It's kind of pricey. It was $90. Military discount's only $5, so it just basically took tax out. But that's going to be today, and then 2 days from now, and then tomorrow I actually have a big day lined up. There are 2 SpaceX launches tomorrow. Within the first is going to be tonight at 1 a.m. So stick around and check out the tour. I hope they let me film there. I'm going to show you what I can, and then I'll show you some of the rocket launch if I can get any footage. I don't know. It's gonna be dark and I have to wake up. It's at 1 a.m. and then the next launch is at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, so I'm gonna go check that out. All right, talk to you later, and let's see you out at the parking lot, I guess. This is the bottom of the space shuttle. It's taken a beating. 33 missions. Wow.
If you're gonna slide, not you.
All right.
You gotta take the shoes off.
All right. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Oops, I slid down the slide, but it actually started moving before I intended, so I had the lens facing the wrong way. Well, you just hold your shoes. It's actually pretty fast. It's fun.
You're about to go on a high-fidelity launch simulation, and I'm going to help you get through it.
I guess we're gonna go vertical here. Show you the layout.
Lock your seatbelt, give them a tug, make sure they're secure. Tug your seatbelts, make sure they're secure.
So the simulation says this is a pod inside the space shuttle, and those are the doors, cargo bay doors. But I guess we're gonna go vertical. I don't know, I think it's just gonna shake a lot. We're tilting! Oh! Feels good, like laying down.
You comfy? Normally the astronauts would have to wait like that for a couple of hours, so just sit tight.
2 hours. Of course, they have a little display for the age-old question, how do astronauts go in the space station? And there's a toilet. And you gotta get it right in there. It's a pretty tight little hole. Of course, they sell space pens here, but I have 3 in the front seat alone, so I think I'm okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. After that, there's a barge there. That's where they're bringing in parts, I think, for, you know, big parts that SpaceX just, I don't know. Maybe that's why every time you go on Facebook, you're at.
whole exhibit for the space pen. I guess it was in a Seinfeld episode. I don't remember it though, but here's some samples. This is why I like space pens. They survive pretty extreme temperatures. They don't freeze or explode in your car.
Thank you.
So I guess this is a service module where they actually flew and ate and went to the bathroom and everything. 3 people, super tight quarters to do everything for days, weeks even. Crazy, it's so tiny. Been a good day here, but I'm gonna get going. I'm getting a little tired, and there's enough left over where I can fill it easily on Thursday. I bought 2 days, so if I do everything today, I want to have anything to do Thursday. And tomorrow I'm not coming here. I had to, before I bought the tickets, I made sure that you didn't have to go consecutive days, because tomorrow is all about the launches, and then Thursday I'll come here again and then go to my next campground later. But I'm gonna call it a day and go check in my camp spot and get ready for the rocket launch tonight at 12:47 a.m. So we're gonna do that. It's gonna be quite interesting. The campground I picked is pretty close. I think I'm gonna definitely stay there, watch the rocket launch from there, and then go to sleep again. Time to go. I got here about quarter before open, like 8:45. Notice my car is right there. That's how you get the good, easy to get to parking spots. Here I am at the campground for the next 2 nights. It's Manatee Park Campground. It's owned by or managed by Brevard County. It's quite expensive. I think it was like $40 per night, $45. And the kicker is, if you get one of these tent sites, you have to sleep in a tent. They won't let you sleep in your car. Although it's like the same thing, except more of a footprint by setting up a tent. So they won't let you sleep in your car. You gotta set up a tent. So I'll do that in a minute. But there is power, or at least you get that. And I got pretty low on power, so I'm gonna plug in my solar as well as my big battery bank. But the reason I picked this campsite, well, this will make it clear, but the reason I picked this particular site was because here's my car right there. Let me show you what I see across from here. See all that water? All the way on the left too. It's the Vehicle Assembly Building, the VAB. Way out there. That's Kennedy Space Center out there. And that's pretty close to where the launch site 39B is, which will be the launch for tonight. Let's see if we can see the rocket. It's pretty far away. I don't see the rocket with my glasses on. I think if I got binoculars, maybe I'll be able to see the top of it at least. We got glimpses of it on the tour, so I know what I'm looking for, but can't necessarily see it. But there's also a nice pier here, so in the middle of the night, I can get up, walk over here, bring a chair, and then watch it lift off. And during one of the little shows about Mars, they told us that the base model is going to land here as well. So it's going to launch and 9 minutes later land. So we should hear a sonic boom. That'll be my first sonic boom ever, actually. Yeah, first time ever, even in the Marine Corps, never heard them. Even on the times on the carrier, but that'll be at 12:57 or so. I should get it out here early so I can get a spot on the pier. If not, I mean, this whole lawn is perfect. I mean, it's as good as you can get, and we're pretty close. I'll show you on the map exactly how far I am from the launch site. I don't know about tomorrow afternoon's launch site though. They said it's at Cape Canaveral, but I don't know where the actual launch site is. But I don't know, we'll figure it out. But first things first, let's just set up the tent. The sun's gone. I'll sleep in the tent too. I thought about just setting it up and sleeping in the car, but I'll sleep in the tent. And it's gonna be pretty easy. I'm using a foam sleeping pad, so I'm just gonna lay that out. Shouldn't get cold, so no problem. I think on the PCT I must have slept on a foam pad at least for a month, so no biggie. I will use a fleece blanket though, as well as a sleeping bag or a quilt. I am going to plug in a little power station. Let's see how this goes. Figure out where to put the tent here. The downside with one of these little like commercial camping is there's 169, there's 168 right there. So where's their tent gonna be? I assume I'll set mine up here, and then they'll set up, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't need a lot of space, and plus I'm gonna take it down every morning anyway. I'm here at Playalinda Beach. Lot 1 was open. They're closed at 6, so you have to leave. It is a national lakeshore. You do have to pay to get in, unless you have a pass. That's 39A or B. I forget which one. I thought the Starlink that was supposed to launch last night was from there. I don't see it. Maybe it's behind the tower? I don't know. But I think it's going to launch from there tonight. I'm not sure 100%. But this is the closest you can get to that, being a, you know, a normal person. And it's actually pretty close. I mean, I wish it was launching during the day. So it's coming from here. The launch that's supposed to be at 5:30 today is from Cape Canaveral, and that is much further away. But this is still 10 miles from that general area. I'm not sure exactly where they're launching from, whereas the campground is 13 miles. So I thought, you know, it's 3 miles closer. Might as well come here, and I can also check out the launch tower. Crazy, it's right there. God, I would love to see launch from there, but since it's not launching for another 4 hours, I believe, 5 hours, let's go check out the beach. Go check out the Atlantic Ocean again. It's always good to see the ocean. Water's pretty calm today. From the beach you can see another launch site. There's two. One there and one there. I'm heading out to the jetty here at Jetty Park. It's just south of Cape Canaveral. Back right across this little strait here. That's what it is. And there's a pier and there's a bunch of people there. I don't know if they're all here necessarily for the launch. I know there's a TV crew here. There's a CBS news crew here. And there are a bunch of people just sitting on benches. And I mean, if you can get a campground here at Jetty Park and you know there's a Cape Canaveral launch, that's super ideal. It should be landing 6 miles from here. If I'm correct, it should be landing 6 miles from here, which should be awesome because we could hear the thing come back and break the sound barrier and hear it rumble as it lands. I'm not sure. And then tonight we'll have a launch at 1 a.m. That's the one that got postponed from early this morning. So hopefully that still goes. Hopefully this one goes. Before I walk away from my car, able to go. Hey, there's an osprey carrying a fish. Go, go, go. I'm just walking around. There's an osprey carrying a fish. Sometimes I miss them when they land, but when they fly after they jump in the water, they stop flapping and shake to get all the water off and makes them visible. But all right, let's check out this pier and stand around for 2 hours. I'm here at the end of the pier. I guess most people here are actually fishing. And it looks like there's one of the launch sites. Can't see any rockets though. This levee here is blocking everything. Wow. Right on time.
Wow.
Wow.
That is so cool.
We still haven't heard it yet.
Wow.
You can see the rocket.
There it comes. Here it goes.
Oh, here's a rumble. Oh. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh! Now you hear the rockets.
Look at all the birds flying.
Used to hear the rumble, yeah. Wow. So bright. Wow. Good morning. I'm still here at Manatee Park Campground. Last night, woke up at 12:20 and went out to see the 105 launch. It went off right on schedule. I tried to film some of it, but without like a real camera where I could like manually zoom, it's impossible to get focus in the dark. But you see a big bright thing leave the ground and disappear. But it was really nice, and it was nice to be able to just walk out to the pier, watch it, and then come back and just go back to sleep. But today is day 2 at the Kennedy Space Center. I deliberately didn't do a bunch of things because I knew that I had 2 days. So I was gonna go there, do those things, and take the bus tour again. I took the bus tour on the left side. You take the bus to the Apollo Center, and then you take it back. And I sat on the left side both times. So I'm gonna sit on the right side this time, but I'm just gonna kind of shoot through the Apollo part because I've been there and kind of read over everything already. And then I'll try to get going. I do have to get to Kelly Park Campground or something like that. There is some good kayaking there, so I'm going to try to kayak tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Today's not as windy. It's great. It's really overcast, but it's not windy, so that's good. And then after Kelly Park, got a few busy days heading out to Ocala National Forest, and I'm planning to go to Juniper Springs as well as Silver Springs and try to kayak in both those spots. So I gotta try to figure out how the shuttle thing goes and how to book that, especially in Silver Springs, because I like to do the point to point and look for monkeys and just take my time. I don't want to have to paddle up and back down. So yeah, there are wild monkeys at Silver Springs. Wild. Let's go find them. Hopefully we see them. It's supposedly not every time you go you see them, so we'll see. But for today, let's go head out to Kennedy Space Center. They open at 9, but they start allowing parking at 8:30. It's 8:33 now, so we'll get there a little after. One big hint, if you go there, it seems like as soon as everyone enters, everyone just makes a beeline towards the bus tour. And yesterday morning, or 2 days ago, the bus tour line was just gigantic. But then, middle of the day, it's gone. So I don't know why, but people are just rushing to the bus tour in the morning. So don't do that. Plan on other things and then go to the bus tour later. I'm heading towards the entrance, but about a bad luck, a school bus showed up, or a bus full of kids anyway. It's probably like 100 more people in front immediately. Oh boy. Hopefully they use a separate entrance. All right, here's a list of things. I'd like to go to the Heroes and Legends, 45 minutes. Gateway, 75 minutes. And then everything else except Rocket Garden I've already done. But I'm going to this VR thing at 10 o'clock. And the Rocket Garden starts actually pretty soon. I'm gonna head out there. I'm here waiting for the Rocket Garden tour starting off pretty soon. And on the line coming in, I was like, everybody's got these super clean shoes because they care about like what models they wear and stuff. And I looked at my shoes and they're still covered in mud. I did kind of bang them out a little to flake some of the mud off, but there's still a lot of mud on there. So that's me.
Use your hyper tool to extract these resources from the moon rocks and regolith. Survival here is impossible without the colony's artificial habitat, which remains nearly non-existent and under-trained startups, trillion times more molecules the colonies when centimeters on resources. Your mission is to gather and deliver minerals to global outposts and mining ground. Initiating thrusters. Hold on tight.
That was a blast. Go to the hyperdeck. You have to reserve a spot online for a certain period. It only takes like 15 minutes to play, but there's 8 people can play at a time because there's 2 sets of 4. But man, it's fun. I was only by myself, so I was able to shoot any rock I wanted to, and I had no competition, but it was a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. He said there's another way at the gateway display, and I know it's a 75-minute tour of the area. So, and he said you can only sign up in person, so I'm gonna go first, sign up and get a card, and then kind of walk around while I wait. But VR is fun. That thing was so fun. It was like it rumbled as you launched. There was wind, so when you're around a car and it's moving, there's wind in your face, and there's like heat when a rocket launches. It's just like all kinds of stuff. Tons of fun. Tons of fun. A lot of the space food, it's not really freeze-dried. Some of it is, but a lot of it is MRE. There's cheese spread, it's peaches in the same MRE bag. Similar bags. It's very similar to MREs. More cheese spread. This is a Falcon 9 first stage booster. It flew 2 missions in space, and it's amazing how like dirty it's gotten. But 2016 and landed on a drone ship, in 2018 and landed in Cape Canaveral. It also launched a Tesla Roadster up there. I think that's one of the coolest things about the Kennedy Space Center is they have so many real like former rockets and capsules that have been in space. It's amazing.
We ask that you comply with all posted and clear instructions. And on behalf of all of us at Spaceport KSC, welcome. Bienvenidos.
For some reason, this one you only have 6 people. The other ones you got like 20. So this line's going a lot slower. So I'm glad we were in the front. And I'm gonna come back to the other ones. I'm glad those are gonna be a lot faster lines. I don't know why this one's so many fewer seats. Alright, just finished off Daring Explorers. There's only 6 seats there, so that line goes really slow. But the other ones are 20, they're 2 layers. So I'm hoping that the other 3 are a lot quicker. We'll see. Unfortunately, there are tons of school groups here today, so it's kind of busy. I really wanted to watch the other 2, but it took over an hour to get to that one, and it's already after 12. So I think I'm gonna go do the bus tour and then come back here and squeeze in as many as I can. We'll see. Hopefully the Lions died by then, but all the field trips are killing it. The Lions are all huge. Even the little VR thing down here, super busy today.
Of the vehicle assembly building, and here on the west side we can see high bays 2 and 4. Now these are the world's tallest high bay doors at 456 feet tall. They take 45 minutes to open and 45 minutes to close. The Saturn V rocket that you're going up to see would clear these high bay doors by just 6 feet. To get an idea of what 6 feet is, if you take a look at the vents going up along the sides of the doors, each one of these vents is 7 feet tall. It weighs 6 million pounds. It has 8 tracks. Each track has 57 cleats, and each cleat weighs in at 1 ton. Power to the left. And now on launch pad 39B.
But there is actually a little walkway here where we could see across the water to launch pad 39A and B. So we'll check that out and then go inside. It's 39A out there. That's what launched last night. And I guess that's B on the left. A, they say, is where everyone that's been to the moon launched from there. I don't know if all the Apollo missions launched from there, but 39A is a big one. And SpaceX has launched, leased it for 20 years. They've been using it for almost 10 now. So they got a long time left on that one launch pad. It would be pretty nice to be able to sit in these bleachers as the launches happen, but if they happen in the middle of the night, so hard. I know NASA does sell tickets for NASA launches, not like SpaceX or the others. And I guess they book out early because you get to sit in one of these bleachers pretty close. I don't know, you gotta be pretty lucky for that. They don't have as many launches as SpaceX. They launch quite often. These rockets are gigantic. What's interesting though is they haven't mentioned here at all, but at the Navy SEALs Museum they mentioned that they actually deployed Navy SEALs to go pick up the capsule once it got in the ocean, because they had to swim out there and put an inflatable ring around it. So they used Navy SEALs for that. Quite interesting. No mention of it here so far. That's it, folks, from Kennedy Space Center. I decided I'm gonna head out because it's just been kind of saturated with crowds of people. I feel like I spent 80% of the day just waiting in line, and it's still just as busy as it was. So I'm just gonna head out. My ears are just, it was so loud waiting for those flicks. I'm gonna take off and try to enjoy some peace and quiet for a while. Check into camp, and I'm gonna kayak tomorrow at Kelly Springs. Thanks for watching. Good luck to you coming out here. I think if every day was like Tuesday when I was here, you could do everything in one day. But when it's like this, you're gonna need at least 2 days because you're gonna be waiting in line for so much. So 2 days maybe if it's busy.